It has been a long couple of weeks, but we are back with the Racing Pals Skip Barber World Tour for the third and what I might hear the final season in these cars. 11 confirmed teams on the grid, 10 races, 1 Drivers' Champion and 1 Teams' Champion. Once again this season will be crowned. Will Ed Kersetter hold on to his championship this season? Will Penguin Virtuosos bring out another Teams' Championship, defending their title from the last season? This is only race 1 out of 10, and I can guarantee now that this season is going to have thrills, spills, heartbreak, and probably triumph for quite a few drivers up and down the grid as we get ready to kick off the first round of this year's season. So since last season, there has been a lot of movement in the driver transfers. The biggest news really to talk about at this current minute in time is 3 new teams and 1 returning team. Just Furious joins us on the grid, headed up by Danny99, an Irish clone. Penguin Aficionados as well comes into the series as the sister team to Penguin Virtuosos, the current championship title holders. Supercritical Racing, Penguin Aficionados running Hoove and Chris Best C7. Supercritical Racing coming into the season as well for their first time out with Electrosloth and Subnight. As well, Kelvin Motor Racing has been dissolved. And Nockley and Pedro have reformed Wolf Team Racing, a team that were in the championship a couple of seasons ago, coming back for Series 3, the World Tour. The other big transfer news to talk about, as you can see in the middle, driver 85, Jacob Snack, Alacia, moving from Kelvin Motor Racing to Spectre. He put in some great performances last season, and clearly Darkius did see the potential there for the second drive to go to Jacob the Snack. So clearly he was worthy of that. That obviously means that Clay Yester, who had partnered Darkius the previous season, has been dropped out of the seat. So I'm not sure. I'm going to guess that he was happy with that decision. And it's just one now that Jacob Snack has to prove that he can run up the front with the big boys of Ed Kersetter and Dynaco. Penguin Virtuosos, and also now running alongside his teammate Darkius, who, speaking to earlier, has pretty high hopes this year's season. He definitely wants to become one to fight against Ed Kersetter in this year's season. Now I've got to give him some amazing little bits of overlay. So this year's driver lineups are as follows: Penguin Virtuosos, your current championship title, team's championship title holders, headed up by Jort in the number 22 car and Milt in the number 42 car. Jort sadly today cannot make the race. He is being substituted for. I have this in my notes, while I just find it. Oh, let's go. He's being substituted for Lady Oscar for today's race. So, yeah, that's Penguin Virtuosos. Lady Oscar for today's race as the reserve driver, but normally it is Jort and Milt. Definitely they'll be looking to defend their team's championship this season. Both drivers being front runners as well, the people that actually stood in for him over the season. Also going to be definitely looking to stick up the front. Second team, Dinoco, the number 1 car of Ed Kersetter, looking to defend his driver's title this season out with the number 83 car of Cameron Winters backing him up as well. Definitely a very strong pairing. Dinoco finished 3rd in the Teams Championship last time out, if I recall correctly. That's just giving me one thing to remember to do. One moment, please. Okay, there we go. We're back on. I had my microphone set to the wrong thing, so I wasn't sure if Streamlabs was picking it up. Ow! As crisp as it normally does. So yeah, Dinoco, Ed Kersetter and Cameron Winters, definitely a strong pairing. They did. Sorry, they didn't finish third team championship. Sorry, they finished second. So Penguin Virtuos and Dinoco sticking with their lineup. Next Level Racing coming back for another season out of Cookie and Sench, number 8 and number 12 car. Last season they finished in 5th in the driver's standings, just beaten by Kelvin Motor Racing by about 42 points in the end. Definitely going to be one for them to come and see if they can beat the now formed Wolf Racing team. QP, Nook Given and Trans Baconist, number 119 and number 500 car, finished in 8th last season on 130 points between them. Definitely a team that has been improving solidly with each race. Trans Baconist, Will Treasure, and Hank, as he'll beat me if I say it wrong, going to be definitely trying to move up in the order, start fighting more in the mid-pack and leading that mid-pack battle. Definitely going to be a team to watch. Penguin Aficionados, and now second team for Penguin Virtuosos, driven by the number 11 car, Hoove in a Groove on the move, and Crisp SC7. The drivers coming from I'm not 100% sure where it came from. I think they both came from Lone Wolf. Crisp SC7 did have one reserve drive that I remember commentating on. I think that was the Magello round. Who've maybe having another drive as well. Definitely, again, another team that's going to be very close up the front, I think. Very close up the front of the mid-pack. Maybe even starting to push the front of the pack as they go on this season. Just Furious, one of the new teams, driven by Danny99 and Irish Clone. 2 new drivers, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong. Definitely going to be one to look out for. I love seeing new teams come into a season. It's one way that's great, because if they're fast, then they'll very much shake the order up. And maybe even give the big boys something to worry about. Super Critical, another new team, the second out of 3 new teams third out of 3 new teams this season. Ledgerous Sloth, ex-Alfa Romeo driver last season, and Subnai. Number 23 and the number 44 car going on as we start to move into qualifying. I'm finishing up what I'm doing here. The Canoers, Trainboy 2005 number 18 car, a very close front runner in the race of the ACC Sister Series. The Canoers keeping their driver lineup there as we see all the cars start to come out onto the circuit. Sorry, the front. How long was my microphone off for? Oh, did I just lose all of that? Okay, we'll take it from the top, shall we? Why was my mic not on? Other one, what? Wolf Team Racing? Or, Oh, I know why. 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 I've sorted it. I figured out why. It's my hotkey for Team Vapor, so that's great. I'll sort that out. So yes, Team Vapor running the same lineup as last year, deep cuts and automated luxury. Moving on, we now have the returning team of Wolf Team Racing, Notley and Pedro. Notley having had a reserve drive last year, if I remember correctly. No, sorry, he was with Kelvin Motor Racing, put in some very good performances last season. Definitely going to be a team to look out for. Kelvin Motor Racing, which had Notley finished in 4th last time out in the Constructors Championship. Sorry. And last but not least at all is the Spectre Racing team. Darkius comes back for another season with Spectre, partnered now with his new teammate of Jacob Snack, ex-Kelvin Motor Racing driver. Had some very good performances in the upper mid-pack last season. Definitely going to be a driver to watch out for. Okay, there we go. So if I just don't press the button to show up Team Vapor, it will be fine. So, race 1 at Albert Park. Here is a track map lovingly made by Milt. He has done a very good job on all of the streamer assets that we have seen so far. So the drivers will leave the pit lane and head into Jones and Brabham, the first quick 1-2 chicane. Definitely one to keep a good watch on. Then you go down Orkney Drive towards Sports Centre, Hellas and Whitefoot. A very quick set of 3 corners. Definitely some good overtaking opportunities into Sports Centre. However, if you get the outside into Sports Centre, a long right-hander that will be quite slow as well. You will be able to attack the inside into Hellas if you do make it side by side all the way up. Whitefoot as well, probably not the best of things to go too wide there. It is doable, but we will see hopefully a few battles go through there. You then head up towards Marina, very quick corner, flick to the right and then a quick flick to the left into an unnamed corner on the run to Lauder. You then get another chicane of Clark and Fittipaldi, a good overtaking opportunity down the inside into Clark as well. You also get the outside on the run down Lakeside Drive into White. Another quick left-right chicane into Hill. Quite easy to make a mistake in White and head up in the sand trap there. Then you go through Hill down the straight towards the Scary, Stewart, Senna and Prost, and that completes a lap of the circuit. I'm going to see if we can grab someone as they run side by side. There we go. Let's grab on board with Darkius here as he heads through the first corner. Yeah, so we're now on board with Darkius. Definitely a good run there as he heads through Hellas. You can see, well, you can even hear how much he has to be on-off throttle throughout the entire thing. Definitely an interesting one here as now he runs down towards Marina or Marina, however you pronounce it, braking at about the 75 mark. You can see how much he's getting the rear out as he goes off. Oh, is he going to go for a full spin? Yes, he is. Noses the wall. Here we go, we're with Deep Cuz here, who's just gone through Mariner. He's now going through Lauder now on the short straight, which in these probably feels like quite a long time. Braking at the 100 mark. Getting over the first curve. Not really hitting the second, but you can see there, if you get the inside or the outside, there's definitely the opportunity to attack if you can stick too wide. The best time quality so far, 2:21.188, set by Chris Bessie 7. Now automated, deep cuts. So not automated luxury, that's his teammate running through White there. You can clip the first chicane, you can clip the second, but you want to make sure you don't get the car unsettled now as he runs down the hill towards the Scary. As more times are coming in, and now through a Scary, missing the apex, heading off circuit. as one of the Penguins cars heads through, and now on board with Milt as he heads through Stewart on now the run to centre. Braking hard, you can see how tight the corner is. I'm not sure how it runs in these cars, being slower than F1 cars obviously, which also runs on this circuit each year in the real world. And now finally through cross, now back on the start finish straight. Where is Milt going to come? I think that was an outlap time. I'll be honest. Milt just attacks the first apex there, not even really the apex, just attacks the curb on the inside, even the grass on the inside. That grass had a family, Milt, and you've just murdered it as more time comes through. Letra Sloth has slotted himself up into the first place provisional pole so far with 12 minutes left in qualifying. Letra Sloth set in a time 0.16, faster than Chris Best C7. Definitely going to be an interesting one here. Easy validate, easy life. Yeah, pretty much. Joe, I love how even if you can't come to the race, you do at least show up in track, so you can have some slight jabs at your teammate, which is what I do as well. Cameron Winters heading through a 223.5. About 0.15, almost 0.65 off of Lady Owen. Here's now we see Milt heading through white, getting the first corner, getting the second out onto the curb, or getting it onto the grass. Here as now we get to look outside. There is a Spectre car behind as well. I can't quite see who that is. Sench coming through for 224.558, slotting himself into 10th place so far. Letra Sloth still on provisional pole. So, George, let's have a quick text interview with you today. Your car being driven by Lady Owen tonight, how do you feel? Do you reckon they're going to be good? Do you have high hopes for your car? Do you have high hopes for Milt? Do you have high hopes for you'll win the championship once more? Milt hasn't actually set a lap time yet. Now going to switch on with Train Boy 2005, one of the canoers. The canoers, if we're going to be 100% honest, haven't been the fastest teams in the previous season, but definitely going to be wanting to improve. Ouch! Yeah, I do feel the pain of exams, mate. Well, fingers crossed that you guys will be able to hold your championship hopes. Let's hope you get a good fight up the front against Suzuka Spectre Racing. Quite a big gap between the three teams last year. So hopefully for you guys that it is going to extend. As we're now still with Trent with 2005, currently 8th. Around half a second, a bit more off of Cameron Winters, the second de novo car. Here is now we are on board with Trainboy 2005, 4 tenths off of the session best time through the first sector. As Notley slots into P5 222.098, Ed Kersetter there, coming back through, setting a lap time of 220.152. Ed Kersetter coming back once more for another season, showing that he is the force to be reckoned with on track with that time. has the championship from last season to defend. I think also he has the championship from the previous season. Darkest slotting through into P4, Decaps moving up to 5th. Subline moving down to 6th there, not in P7. 17 cars having set times so far. I think with the amount of teams, there's 22 max cars on the grid so far. I have to just sit back up in my jet before I snap my back in twain. Here we have 7 minutes 20 seconds left. Train for 2005 now coming through centre, getting the curve on the inside. Quite a tricky and good corner to get right. This sets you up pretty well for the run on the final corner. Onto the start finish straight, and Train for 2005 coming through. 220 to beat, not going to quite make it, putting in a 223.640, moving through Transbaconist. The number 500 car 4QP moving into P12. Train for 2005 protecting P11 so far, as now we're on board with Ed Kersetter, previous year's champion, counted as probably the best driver of the Skip Barbers in the Racing Pals community. And again, already this season making himself a force to be reckoned with. As N, I'm not 100% sure who N is. Oh, Vangelowood, sorry, Nathan Vangelowood. Coming through into 16th, 228.587. Giving us now 19 cars on the grid. I'm sure there's more. There's 21 so far. I think Ed Kersetter there now. Putting in a 219.046, Chris Best C7 putting in a 219.850. Wow, and already the time starting to collapse. That's a sloth improvement of 220.145. He's still got around a second, if not more, to move up. Darkest putting in a 220.793, so very close between 3rd and 4th. Very close as well down the grid between 5th and 9th, then as well, also further down, also quite close down the grid between 10th of Cameron Winters and 12th of Transbaconist William Troja. We're going to just get a T-cam there, as I think you can see that's a car of Chris Best C7 ahead, as well. So Ed Kersetter getting a good bit of draft, I think, as Chris pulls off to the side. Go cycling down the gears, always finding it quite weird that the Skip Barbers actually have a gear stick down to the right. You can see the driver's hand moving. Suicidal Cookie moving up into 7th place with 222.041, pushing Notley down. Notley needing to gain 100th of a second, 500ths to move up. 4 minutes 40 seconds remaining in today's qualifying session. Gear stick should be to the right. Yep. I wasn't taught left and right. Sorry. Now he's coming through hill, getting the curve there, getting the apron. Ed Kersetter making as much use as he can. Sench moving, being pushed down by Cameron Winters there. Cameron Winters putting in a 223.394. Sench putting in a 223.410. Every car apart from Transbaconist out on track so far. And as I said, at Notley literally pits. Here we go, the run now towards the start finish line. And across the line, Ed Kersetter putting in the first 218 of the day. 218.189 now. Almost just under a second clear of Chris Best C7. Was that here is Chris SC7? Sorry, he isn't part of Wolf Team Racing. I do apologise. Chris SC7 part of Penguin Aficionados. I'm used to seeing him in the Kelvin Racing car from last season, so I saw green and immediately went I was wrong. Chris SC7 retiring down to the pit lane. We just actually the rear of Ledger Sloth there as he heads off at T1. Here is Darkius, Pierre Moreno. the other Spectrum Racing driver. Very much one to watch this season. Now he heads down towards Marina. 2 minutes 35 seconds remaining on the clock for qualifying. Lady Oscar there going up into 5th place with a 221.152. Only a small jump there. Only a small jump now, sorry, to move up into the top 4. Osman Larcher going up to 7th with a 221.422. Jacob the snag there, second Spectrum driver, pushing Darkius out of 4th place with a 220.669. There. Now from now, what good time coming? It's now really push time for some of the drivers. And we're going to stick with Darkius for his next lap. If he makes the next lap, deep cuts there, putting in a personal best of 221.224. Again, only a tiny jump now to overtake Lady Oscar in P6. As Darkius gets a lock up through Senna, now running up to Prost. I think he was on an outlap. No, on an outlap. Darkius now overtaking his teammate Jacob Black with 220.234. Moving back up to 3rd place there, attacking the first corner. We're going to turn our attention to 10th and 11th. Still so close to the 2, 500ths of a second between them. As, okay, Mill comes through out of nowhere. It's at a 219.679. The Hangar Virtuosos drivers definitely coming back. Jaw in the chat absolutely ecstatic with the current time of his teammate. A bit of a still maybe under pressure, but from Cassetta here as we're now getting the view of the start finish line. Because now the times are finished. We're now just waiting for any drivers who are still out on track to come round. One thing I'd note as well, Gons, is Racing Pals runs 2 series, as there's someone that's one of the next level racing. This is the Teams Championship. Obviously, you can see the only car that's wrong is mine in the pit lane. They also run the Wolf Series as well, which is, I think, solo entries primarily. Also very good for, very good if you want to either try hand at them or get into, or even make yourself known to the teams to be brought on for a drive, either as a reserve or full-time for next season. Quite an active driver market in the Skippies, really, and it's something that I really do enjoy following. I think there's just a couple more cars out on track. Yeah, Mill and Hoove, I think. Hoove in a groove on the move. There goes Hoove in a groove on the move. And then I think the final one going through with Mill. No, it's a QP car. They're being more well to do it. Oh, just wait until you actually see the racing. Last season, the races I did being brought in later on in the series to commentate these. It was definitely something amazing to watch. A few drivers are now just existing in the pit lane. Yeah, it was definitely great to watch. battles all the way up and down the grid. We're just getting a view on Cameron Winters coming out into the pit lane, locking the brakes up, and now reversing. But I love this because of the way AC works. You can just see in this pit lane one car that's wrong, and you can just see the pink car that's mine in amongst all that, which is great. As now we're just waiting for the race session to start. All the cars are lined in. I'm not sure if we've got all the drivers. One of these cars not lined up. Yes, I wonder which one. I wonder. Looks like how quite a few drivers have their own helmets. Not everyone does. It's only a minority that have their own helmets. But I really do like it when drivers do get their own helmets. It just adds an extra level of personalization. There's me. We're just waiting for the server to move over to the race session. There's two Penguins teams. Let's see if we can find them in the pit lane. There's the first two, Lady Oscar there in the front car, and Milt there in the second car. Lady Oscar being the reserve driver for Jort today. Jort is clearly skiving. What? And then, wrong button. And then just behind is the Penguin aficionados cars as well. Chris Bessie 7 in front and Hooving the Groove on the move behind. Definitely a team to watch out for. And further down the grid, we have Cameron Winters in number 83 car, sponsored this year out by Raid Shadow Legends. I'll expect the 6,000 in the post soon. And the returning drivers champion Ed Kersetter, number 1 car, who does put himself on pole for today's race. And with that in mind, I will quickly go through how the grid does line up. Oh, there we go. Now I can't see how the grid lines up. Yes, I can. We can do. Oh, jeez. We can do a grid walk. We would be able to if my camera went up. There we go. So lining up on pole position is Ed Cassetta, followed by Milt. Third place is someone who has just disappeared. Fourth place is the number 31 car of... Okay, yeah, I can't really do numbers. I'm just going to quickly do the grid walk here. Darkius there, Jacob Snack just behind Lady Oscar in a first reserve drive there, lining up quite a way in the mid-pack. Number 23 car. One of the Wolf Team Racing cars there, Nopley. Number 44 car as well. The two supercritical cars, number 7 car. There is Cameron Winters there lining up. Yeah, number 8 car, the other next level racing machine. One of the canoes, number 18 car, that'll be Train Boy 2005. One of the QP cars, I'm not sure which one that is. That might be Transbaconist. Without livery, number 11 car. One of the Penguin aficionados canoe there, number 69 car, and 119. So that will be Hank. Need driver names. Wait, I can have. Forgot about driver names. Now getting ready. The lights are starting to go out. And away we go for the 45-minute race. And Chris Bessie 7 being put in the pits here. As the drivers start to run, there goes Chris Bessie 7 as they all run through. Down towards the first corner. I'm waiting until the intermediate, which will then allow me to see where the drivers are. There we go, Ed Kersetter leading the way, followed by Milt. A few drivers, though, are still just moving off. You can already see that Ed Kersetter is under attack from Milt there, down into the long right hand of Milt on the inside, Cassetta on the outside as they head into Heller. Quite a few things happening behind as well. So many drivers side by side there through Sports Centre now as they've gone through Hellers. We're with Sench, who's side by side with Cameron Winters. Cameron Winters managing to pull out ahead of Sench for now. Over he has cars on the inside and cars on the outside here as they head into Marina. There's contact between Suicidal Cookie and Automated Lottery. One of the Penguins cars off as well. That is Lady Oscar. Round at Marina. One of the Penguin Aficionados cars as well put round at Marina as well. It was moving the groove on the move. It was in the groove on the move, but it was the wrong way round. That's not going to help. Chris Betsy 7 moving up into 8th place as Milt has taken the lead from Ed Kersetter. The big drama last season between these two of Ed Kersetter taking the win from Milt, I think, on the final lap. Maybe that might happen again today as we're with Cameron Winters, who's following on the rear of Sench. About 2 tenths separating the two drivers. The number 83 car as Sench goes wide outside of White. Cameron Winters being able to move up on the inside. Chris Betsy 7 now on the rear. However, there's also a 3-car battle behind with Trainboy 2005 and Notley, as well as Automated Luxury in 11th. As they're not going 3 wide around Clark, are they? Yes, they are. Automated Luxury on the inside, almost 3 wide. Automated Luxury backing out there. However, Trainboy 2005 and Notley staying side by side as there's collision up ahead as well. Cameron Winters has gone round, I think, as well. Sench has gone off as well. Yes, Sench has gone off. I'm not sure if anyone else is caught up in that collision either. Cameron Winters there has already retired down into the pit lane after that collision. Maybe there might have been too much damage, we're not sure. He might come back out, he might be DNF. Oh, well, that was a lot for a first lap, wasn't it? As now with Suicidal Cookie against Sub-Night. Automated Luxury goes ahead as well, who you can see on the rear of Trainboy 2005. Notley also ahead as they now run down towards Sports Centre. Cameron Winters coming into the challenge just saying, damn it, I'm guessing you have some issues. I didn't quite catch it. Automated Luxury making the move against Trainboy 2005. Taking a snack down in P10 as well, side by side with Suicidal Cookie. Now Suicidal Cookie is side by side with Sub-Night. Sub-Night gets a bit of contact. Goes round. I think one of the keeper cars might have actually clicked the rear of him. Ooh, that is very unfortunate there. Because just as I said that Automated Luxury went wide at Marina. Trainboy 2005 moving up, Jake the Snack moving up as well. We've got current top 3 being Milt, Ed Kersetter and Darkius. Milt is growing the gap between himself and Ed Kersetter as it currently stands. We're in 7 tenths separated to 2, but it is starting to come down. As we're now with Jake the Snack on board, running towards White. He's got Trainboy 2005 ahead, Automated Luxury 6 tenths just behind. Here, he's now going to get the draft off of Trainboy 2005 on the road down. Your long right hander off of the straight. We're down the 5, ending the middle. Is he going to go for an apex block? Yes, he is. Is Jake the Snack going to be able to cut back? No, he's very much behind though as they head towards Clark. Getting a bit onto the grass there, it seems as well. Maybe not the best wings for your line. Trainboy 2005 now moving into center. You can see behind as well. Automated Luxury under attack by Suicidal Cookie. I've just pulled my headphone cable out. The one part about having a headphone extender is the fact that it keeps getting caught under my headphones. Because now we're back with the battle. Jake the Snack moving down the inside of Trainboy 2005 into the first corner. What a move from him. There's also behind Suicidal Cookie. Made the move on Automated Luxury to move up into P10. Milt is very much holding the gap between himself and Ed Kersetter, as Automated Logic almost has to go down the outside there. The Suzuka Cookie stays ahead for now. That amazing advertisement on the rear of the Next Level Racing Machine. Because now we've just done the first 6 minutes of the race. We've still got 39 to go here, as now we're on Automated Luxury, chasing the rear of Suicidal Cookie. Trainboy 2005 dropping down the second already from Jake and a Snack. Half a second separating Automated Luxury from Suicidal Cookie. We're still on board of Automated Luxury here as he's running down now towards White and Hill. I'm not sure if he's going to be getting any slipstream being this far behind. I'm not 100% sure how far the slipstream goes in the Skip Barbers. Maybe someone who races them will be able to tell me. Or slap me, it's entirely up to you depending on how wrong I am. As Trainboy 2005 goes off the track at White as well. Quite a common crash there in sim racing. On the outside of White, you just hit the second curve wrong. The car steps out towards the sand trap. Sometimes you even overcorrect and come back onto the track, which is good that it hasn't happened today. Typically, it's quite a bad crash in the F1 games on the first few laps when you're chasing. Darkus putting in a personal best as well of a 220.222. Now Automated Luxury, about 6.5 tenths off of the rear of Suicidal Cookie. He's probably not close enough to go for a move down the inside of turn 1, but he's getting there. As now we're switching back to Lady Oscar, who's running side by side with Irish Clone into T1, getting it done before the corner there, moving ahead of Irish Clone for now. However, Irish Clone might fight back in a few laps if he can keep up the pace. Here is your current race leader, Milt. You can see behind Ed Kersetter barreling down on the rear of his car. Ed Kersetter just under a second off of the rear of Milt. Milt has to hold it against his last season's driver champion of 36.5 minutes. Can he do it? Find out below. My name is Husky and welcome to Sky Sports Bet. No. Now we are with a 3-car battle for 9th place. Trainboy 2005 leading Suicidal Cookie and Automated Luxury. Suicidal Cookie looking down the inside. Is he going to make the move? Oh, no contact, but he doesn't make the move. That opens up the door beautifully for Automated Luxury as well, who managed to get held up. Suicidal Cookie managed to get held up on the move by Trainboy 2005. Enough now to open the door for Automated Luxury as they head towards White. 3 cars. Trainboy 2005 hit the second curve wrong last lap and got the car to step out a bit too much. As both Automated Luxury and Suicidal Cookie go off the track. I think Automated Luxury having to brake a lot more to avoid collecting the rear of Suicidal Cookie's car. Yeah, still with this battle now. Suicidal Cookie has dropped a second from Trainboy 2005. Automated Luxury has dropped just over just under 7 tenths from Automated Luxury. However, it is going to start dropping down as they start to go through. Milt putting in server PB of 219.630, still running in first place. However, I'm sure Ed Kersetter might be a bit of a scary contender, as now we're a bit ahead with Jake and the Snack making a move on Notley down towards T1. Notley defending the inside. These two were teammates last season. Too wide onto the straight now towards Sports Centre. Notley is going to get the inside into Sports Centre. However, Jake the Snack will get the inside into Heller if they stay too wide. Notley down the inside there, getting ahead. Jake the Snack now slotting back behind, so we're moving down. Again, you can see Suicidal Cookie making the move on Trainboy 2005, but no, not quite. Trainboy 2005 moving back There's two battles here that I'm following. This is great. Suzuka Cookie is having to defend now from Automated Luxury as they run towards Marina. Automated Luxury getting the outside line, almost sending it round, but getting the car onto the grass as Jacob Snack made the move on Notley. Notley has dropped back. Has Notley had a crash? I'm not sure, but there is Notley. Notley getting overtaken by Trainboy 2005 and Suicidal Cookie. As now they are almost 4 wide as they head into the second chicane. Automated Luxury there on the outside as they run towards white. You can also see ahead, Suicidal Cookie still on the rear of Trainboy 2005. Trainboy 2005 has been overtaken a few times, but has always pushed back. Oh, Suicidal Cookie goes off. Trainboy 2005 getting ahead once again, still holding on to P8 now. As Notley got back, Jake the Snack is going to be starting to push on the rear of Deep Cut soon. 8.3 seconds separating the two. The Suicidal Cookie, I think, tries defending the inside, is now behind as well. Is that Milt already? No, it's Lady Oscar, sorry. Who's now also pushing on Suicidal Cookie. As it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 cars into Senna. This is the battle for 8th place. There's now 3 cars going side by side onto the start finish straight. Let's see the view we get from the rear of Trainboy 2005. You can just see so many cars. So many of them. Wow, the gaps are also very close together now as they run down. 2 cars going wide. Oh, Notley defending the inside. Lady Oscar as well. Almost pushing down the inside of Suicidal Cookie. Notley now moving up into P10. Lady Oscar will also, I think, be trying to move on Suicidal Cookie. Let's see what happens here as Notley goes to the outside into Sports Centre. Lady Oscar not having a look. Automated Luxury locking up, and there's contact between Suicidal Cookie and Notley side by side. It looked like the car of Suicidal Cookie just stepped out and pushed against the rear. Is now Irish Clone is getting involved in the battle as well. I'm running out of breath. Suicidal Cookie having another look down the inside, almost collecting the rear of Notley's car. Lady Oscar getting moved up as well because Suicidal Cookie went deep into Marina. Lady Oscar now moving up into 11th place. There's now just ahead, Automated Luxury still on the rear of Trainboy 2005. Lady Oscar now under attack from Suicidal Cookie. Notley sort of in the middle of no man's land in this battle, but really it's still pretty much between these 6 cars. 5 cars. No, 6 cars, I can count. As Notley goes wide onto the grass on the outside of white. I think with the cars being a bit slower, you do get a little bit of safety there. As opposed to faster things where you just get completely sent off the circuit. There's Suicidal Cookie going to lead into cross. I think it's still quite close together. You can see ahead Automated Luxury and Trainboy 2005 almost getting together. It's still going on here. They now head through Prost onto the start finish straight on the run up to Jones. It's still Trainboy 2005 leading Automated Luxury. Then behind you have Notley leading Lady Oscar. Then behind that you have Irish Clone and Suicidal Cookie as well. Here is now Automated Luxury tries down the inside of turn 1. There's big contact as Trainboy 2005 gets sent into the never realm at turn 1 at Jones. Automated Luxury does slow himself down, but that has pushed Trainboy 2005 straight to the rear of that battle. He was running in 8th, he's now been pushed down to 13th. I think Automated Luxury might have been a bit ambitious in the car's braking there on the run into Jones. Sent Trainboy 2005 all the way off in the sand. I'm not sure if there might be some damage there as well. Yes, there is damage, yeah. as we're now with Notley, who has Lady Oscar behind. Then behind Lady Oscar is Suicidal Cookie. You can see how close they are together. Notley 14 seconds off of the cars ahead. A bit of an update on the front as well. Milt is still in the lead, followed by Ed Kersetter and Darkius. Darkius is 6.5 seconds off of Ed Kersetter. Ed Kersetter is only 8 tenths, just over, off of Milt. As Suicidal Cookie goes deep again into the second chicane of Clark and Fittipaldi now on the run up late side drive towards White. Let's see if we can notice any damage on Trainway 2005's car. Oh yeah, you can see there's some damage on the wing. Well, I think he might actually have quite a lot of damage to the side of the car, maybe even some suspension. I'm not 100% sure. Here's now, we're back with Lady Oscar P9 as they head through Ascari up towards Stewart Centre and Cross. Through Stewart now. I've just got a notification that just behind here is who is in a groove on the move. Had a spin in lap 1 at Marina. He's now chasing the rear of Transbaconist, one of the Penguin Aficionados drivers. As Milt and Ed Kersetter are apparently overtaking each other up ahead. Oh dear, here we go. The battle for first place, Milt versus Ed Kersetter. It isn't the last lap, but it's getting close here, as now they're very close together as they head through Whiteford towards Marina. Here Milt having to defend for his life. He's got Ed Kersetter, last year's Drivers' Champion, pushing on the rear of him. Now through Lauder, heading up towards Clark and Fittipaldi. Is Ed Kersetter going to have a look down the inside into Clark or Fittipaldi? Chris Bestley 7 behind, making a move on Lecturer Sloth as well. No, Gons. The interesting part is, this is from 1 week, then the next week is GT3. These don't clash. So when GT3 isn't on, this is on. As well, the Wolf Series is run on Saturdays, I believe, as well. Still with Ed Kersetter fighting Milt. Just under 3 tenths separating the two drivers. Ed Kersetter definitely going to have the slipstream as they run up towards the Scari. Ed Kersetter almost looking to the inside, but drops back. Doesn't quite make the move yet, but he is very close to the rear of Milt as they now head through Stewart towards Centre and Frost. On hard, on the brakes, they head towards Centre. No lockups on either driver. Now heading through Frost towards Jones once more. It's still Milt leading Ed Cassetta. We're going to drop back again. Here is that massive group of cars we saw before. Automated Luxury running side by side with Suicidal Cookie, getting ahead for now. Suicidal Cookie going to the outside into Ascari. Automated Luxury locking up, and Suicidal Cookie perfectly seizing the opportunity there to switch back. Now on the rear of Notley, making a move up the inside into Stewart. A bit of contact there side by side as Automated Luxury also got overtook by Irish Clone, who is defending down the inside into Senna. I went very South African there. Better not say that, Cookie will hit me. Notley now chasing the rear of Suicidal Cookie's car on the run towards Jones. Lady Oscar pulling a second gap between himself and Notley now, as it's Notley side by side with Suicidal Cookie into Jones. Suicidal Cookie staying ahead, but Notley getting the inside into Brabham now on the run towards Ortley Drive. And breathe. The battle ahead as well in first place has dropped down to 4.5 attempts against Milt and Ed Kersetter. But behind as well, you can see Automated Luxury being called up by Trainboy 2005. Quite a lot of damage on the side of Trainboy 2005's car. I wonder if he might have might have some suspension as ahead. Automated Luxury chasing down the rear of Irish Clone. As Notley is now ahead of Suicidal Cookie. Automated Luxury having a look as well down the inside of Irish Clone into Fittipaldi. Not quite making a move, again being slowed up. And Trainboy 2005 now making the move on Irish Clone. We go back to me, and now they're almost 3 wide on the run towards white. Automated Luxury getting a bit of a squeeze on as Trainboy 2005 moves out ahead. Irish Clone has to brake more. And Automated Luxury makes the move as well alongside Trainboy 2005. As we're now switching back to the battle at the front, Ed Kersetter still in second place, chasing down the rear of Mill. They head on to Orty Drive, down towards Sports Centre and Hellers. So close between the two drivers, two very good battles happening. The battle for P12 is still going on between Trainboy 2005 and Automated Luxury. However, with this one for now is now through right-hander. Mill getting a bit of a squeeze on it against Ed Kersetter. Making him slow down as now they head towards Marina and Lauder. Through Marina, both drivers attacking the curb, getting on the curb on the outside. Neither of them hitting the grass, it seems. On the run now towards Fittipaldi and Clark. Automated Luxury making a move on Trainboy 2005 as well. Through Fittipaldi, now through Clark. Now on the run down towards White. Let's not talk about how Jork killed half the grid in the last GT3 race. And they head through White, Mill there getting a bit loose. Is this going to be the move Ed Kersetter wants as they now head through Hill towards Ascari? Ed Kersetter on the outside. This could be the end of Milt's lead for this lap. Milt getting the inside now towards Ascari. Oh, Milt holding the lead, but not fully now as Ed Kersetter is very close to the rear of his car. Let's see how close that blue Dynaco car is. Oh, as they now head through Cross. Ed Kersetter very close now to the rear of Milt's car. This is for the lead, keep in mind. Milt definitely going to want to be defending that. But all these words as Ed Kersetter now moves out of the draft. Milt is going to get the inside line into Jones. However, through Brabham, if they stay side by side, Ed Kersetter will get the inside line. Now through Jones. Ed Kersetter getting the inside line through Brabham. Not quite as Milt shuts the door when he has the opportunity. Now onto Orty Drive. They make contact. Milt getting a slide, collecting the wall. Ed Kersetter slowing down at least. So that is a very good bit of sportsmanship there from Ed Kersetter, who I think maybe just tapped the rear of Milt's car. However, the gap, because of that, the gap to Darkius is now halved in about a second. Some damage on the side of Milt's car. Not quite sure what that might be. My battles are great, my exits are better. You guessed it right, I'm Ed Cassetta. Okay, if there is a pun of the year thing for next season's Skip Awards, that is definitely getting up there. Oh, as Irish Clone goes deep into Jones, that's Automated Luxury moving up into 11th. Suicidal Cookie ahead, still fighting on the rear of Notley. With Lady Oscar just ahead as well, Suicidal Cookie getting very loose there. The gap between Milt and Ed Kersetter dropping now to 1.7. But Milt very much holding the lead against Ed Kersetter. So it's on a Cookie there, taking as much of the curve as humanly possible in that cut. One thing for viewers that are new to the series, Suicidal Cookie there getting a very big tap on Knockley there, Knockley going off the circuit. How the Suicidal Cookie giving the position back, very good sportsmanship between the two. Yeah, for viewers who are new to this series, firstly make sure you follow, like, and do all that stuff. My YouTube channel is at the same place. You can re-watch all the races there because I upload them over there. Because Twitch removes them after 2 weeks, which makes me very sad. But I get them on YouTube because, yay, I'm smart. What was I saying? I forgot. Oh yeah, for viewers, sorry, who are new to this series, stewarding is done. It's done post-race. Tickets can be opened by drivers, which means that if the driver has a collision that they think results looking at, the stewards do look at tickets at the end of the race and dish out penalties where required. This could change the finishing order. So the finishing order I give at the end is a provisional at that point. Is now dropping ahead with deep cuts against Jacob the Snack. Jacob the Snack in the black and purple Spectre car ahead. Deep cuts in the car we're following the black, red, cyan and purple Team Vapor car. Oh, I haven't had to talk that much in a commentary for quite a while. That's the first 20 minutes of this race have just been absolutely action-packed. Well, I need to just quick step away from my computer and quick turn my camera and get it absolutely destroyed in my room. There we go. Hopefully that should cool my room down a bit, as we've got 17 minutes just over left on the clock. With deep cuts chasing the rear of Jacob the Snack. They head through the corner, Knockley. Ready to move on Lady Oscar. And now we drop back to that battle. Lady Oscar also has the other side of Cookie just behind there, we can see. Now, 3-car battle for 8th place. Knockley now 20 seconds just over behind Deep Cuts. Hello, Canoe. Wait a minute. Isn't Canoe meant to be racing? Hold up. Hold up. I've seen Canoe's car on the grid today. What? Oh, is someone filling in for Canoe tonight? Oh. Oh, right, yeah. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I saw as Lady Oscar goes off into Jones. Sorry, I just had a massive existential crisis there for a minute. Who's filling in for Canoe today? Oh right, yeah, Vangelis. Yeah, okay, yeah, I just had a massive existential crisis. Don't mind me. Don't mind me, I'm being silly. As we're now back with Suicidal Cookie against Knockley. Lady Oscar now 2 seconds behind. You can still just see him there. Our runners, we quickly need to drop back to the cars ahead. In first place, Milt again under attack from Ed Kersetter. I bet that wherever Cameron Winters is right now, I can hear him saying, you know, come on Ed, get the move, get the win. Start off your new driver championship campaign off perfectly. Half a second separating the two drivers. Ed Kersetter lapping faster than Milt by 2/10. On that previous lap, Milt getting the rear of the car a bit loose as he tried to attack the curb on the inside of turn 1. I can hear camera windows in the back of my mind going, come on in. Oi, oi, oi. It is now Ed Kersetter. 3.5 tenths just under. Now just under 3 tenths off the rear of Milt. As they now head through the quick right hander. Now on the run to Marina. Oh, Ed Kersetter on the outside as they go too wide into Marina. Milt now. Oh no! Ed Kersetter still on the outside of Milt as they head towards Fittipaldi and Clark. Through louder, Ed Kersetter now moving to the inside. Is he going to go? No, he's not. Decided not to make the move into Fittipaldi or Clark. Milt there defending the apex as if it is his last stand, which it might well be. 13 minutes left on the clock. Now towards white, they're too wide once again. Milt on the inside, Milt getting ahead for now, also able to slot it fully ahead of Ed Kersetter. As they run now through hill on the run to Ascari. Ed Kersetter still completely behind Milt, only 2 tenths now, just under. Ed Kersetter having a look down the inside into Ascari. Is he going to make the move? No, not yet. Milt still defending for his life against Ed Kersetter there. Now head towards center. Ed Kersetter still being led by Milt. The gap very close. As Ed Kersetter almost has a look at slowing it down the inside as they head through cross now. Back onto the start finish straight. Ed Kersetter definitely going to have the draft now on the run towards Jones in turn 1. Ed Kersetter switching around to the outside now, but technically the inside as they run towards Jones. Side by side now as they run to Jones. Milt is just ahead. Milt defending the apex, getting across the front of Ed Kersetter there. Ed Kersetter dropping out a bit as they head onto Auto Drive through Brabham. Now on the run down to Sports Centre. Ed Kersetter just under 7 tenths, now 7 tenths just over. Off of the rear of Milt's car. Darky is moving in behind as well, the gap being 2.2 seconds there. Last time I looked at it fully, it was about 4. Oh. 11 minutes, 20 seconds left. I think for Milt, this is probably going to be one of the longest 11 minutes for him. I'm sure Canoe, yeah, he is pushing that car as hard as it will let him here as they now head through Marina. Ed Kersetter now just about 3 tenths, just under off the rear of Milt's car as they head towards Fittipaldi and Clark. Ed Kersetter hasn't tried to move in. He's had a look, but he hasn't made a move, not making a move into Fittipaldi or Clark again. Getting so close to the grass on the outside of Clark as we get the rear view now from Milt's car. Moving around, almost around the outside now as they head into white. Milt getting the inside once more, making the defence. Ed Kersetter catching the apex block. You can also see Darky is getting quite close now. As they head through Ascari now on the run towards Stewart. As Darkius goes off behind as well. Darkius off at Ascari. That's definitely going to be something Chris SC7, who you can see just coming in behind, would have wanted there. Darkius going off at Ascari. No damage, didn't crack a wall, just took a little excursion onto the grass now. Chris SC7, 3 seconds just over. Behind Darkius now, definitely going to be able to push, catch up to the Spectre Racing car of Darkius. Now we're back with Ed Kersetter. Just over 4.5 tenths behind Milt. 9.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Milt having to absolutely defend, as I think that's a QB car ahead as well of Hank. 9.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Milt having to absolutely defend as I think that's a QB car ahead as well of Hank. 9.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Milt having to absolutely defend as I think that's a QB car ahead as well of Hank. 9.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Milt having to absolutely defend as I think that's a QB car ahead as well of Hank. 9.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Milt having to absolutely defend as I think that's a QB car ahead as well of Hank. 9.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Milt having to absolutely defend as I think that's a QB car ahead as well of Hank. 9.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Milt having to absolutely defend as I think that's a QB car ahead as well of Hank. 9.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Milt having to absolutely defend as I think that's a QB car ahead as well of Hank. 9.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Milt having to absolutely defend as I think that's a QB looks like a cubic car, and I'm going to guess it is Hank Given. Just there, Suicide Cookie makes the move on, knocking down in P8 to overtake for P8. Now Suicide Cookie is going to be on the back of Deep Cuts by about 20.8 seconds. Milt there going to be deep in the Sports Centre as they now head through Hellers towards Whitefoot. I'm sure is absolutely biting his fingernails off watching Ed Kersetter make the little adjustments to try and get onto the side of Milt. We're going to get this T-Cam just to have a look at it as close as possible. Here is now side by side, almost the same, to be honest, minor horrible. Now towards Fittipaldi and Clark. Ed Kersetter hasn't been looking to Fittipaldi and Clark there as Given decides to take the Pastor Maldonado attempt to being lapped and just deciding that if I go off track, they can't have a collision with me. This is going to be very tight. 8 minutes, 10 seconds remaining on the clock as they head through White. Now, one of my cans of Rich Energy has just fallen off the dresser behind me as well. That absolutely scared the ever-loving life out of me. Here is Ed Kersetter now dropped down to 1.1 seconds behind Milt. However, there is still 7 minutes 40 seconds remaining. Ed Kersetter can Cameron coming in with yet another funny pun. Unlucky Cameron, you'll get another chance later. Now 1.3 seconds behind Ed Kersetter, lapping slower by just under a second off of Milt's time. And they now head towards Jones. 7 minutes just over remaining on the clock. 1.3 seconds. Oh, this is not a massive gap. We've seen wider during this race, and Ed Kersetter has come back. There's still 7 minutes just under left. There's still time. I'm sure Milt is absolutely sweating off now as he tries to just hold it steady and make sure that he keeps the gap between himself and Ed Kersetter. Here as Milt gets onto the grass outside of Marina there, you can see the dust ups. Close, they head to Fittipaldi and Clark again. Ed Kersetter not one for making moves here, as you can sort of see, if you make the move into Fittipaldi, you end up being slower through Clark, which is the second bit. 7 tenths is now the gap. Ed Kersetter is barreling down again, now 6 tenths, 5.5 tenths there as they head towards White. Getting as much curve as possible, just under 6 tenths separating the two drivers. 5.5 minutes left on the clock. This is the battle to follow so far. Milt getting a bit of grass out onto the entrance of Ascari. Just under 7 tenths now is the gap between the two drivers. Ed Kersetter still has a lot of time left. I think he's thinking to himself. 5 minutes, 15 seconds. As they go through centre, Milt maybe starting to feel a lot more pressure now. The pressure was always there. I'm sure now it's definitely mounting for Milt as they head into now the last 5 minutes of the race. 40 minutes to the lap. It's been back and forth between Milt and Ed Kersetter all the way through. Now through Jones and Grabham. On the run now, Morty Drive. They head down towards Sports Centre. Ed Kersetter just over 6 tenths behind Milt. Milt has gotten the back loose around Sports Centre and Hellers before That was where the gap was lost last time. It looks like he gets through quite cleanly there. He's now on to the straight towards Marina through Whitefoot. Oh, Milt getting a bit of grass on the straight towards Marina there. Now through Marina. Again getting some grass. Is he going to stay on the grass on the outside? Yes, he is. Now just under 4 minutes left. The minutes are climbing. I think about either 2 or 3 laps left in today's race. They now head through Fittipaldi and Clark. Clark is the first bit. Fittipaldi is second. Sorry, I got that wrong for pretty much the entire race. The gap's 7 tenths now. I'm sure Milt is absolutely sweating in his seat. He will be one of the drivers we will get an interview with. We'll get an interview with the top 3 tonight. Now the gap has dropped to a second. I think Milt might be home and dry here, but there is still 3 minutes 10 seconds remaining on the clock. There's definitely still time as I've run my headphone cable over again. They now run towards Senna. Joel, I think, as well, is sitting in a puddle of his own sweat right now, wanting Milt to take first place as Ed Kersetter gets loose. Through Senna, has to steer both ways to stop the car from sliding. That's going to cost him a lot of speed here now. 2 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. I think 2 laps after this one. Will be left on the clock this lap, and then the next lap I think will be the final lap. So I think the last 2 laps remaining. Now over Jones, Milt taking the grass on both corners. Now they're running up towards Sports Centre. Milt doesn't have enough fuel apparently. Could this be the heartbreak for Milt? Is Milt going to have to start lifting and coasting? There, that might be the absolute heartbreak of the season as Milt gets the rear loop into Marina. Ed Kersetter now so close to the rear as they run through hours towards Fittipaldi and Clark. Ed Kersetter on the inside. Is he going to make the move into Fittipaldi or Clark? No, he's not. He drops back once again. Milt absolutely attacking the grass on the inside of Clark. Ed Kersetter now so close behind Milt. There's this lap and then the outside, and then the last lap, and then Ed Kersetter now on the outside as they head through White. Oh, still side by side with Milt as they head through the second bit. Again, side by side, Milt getting on the grass. Jaw is blaming himself for the issues. Could Jaw have sailed his teammate up the river? As Ed Kersetter goes down the inside through Ascari, they make contact rim to rim. They are now side by side as they run through Stewart. Ed Kersetter dropping back as he's on the inside now towards Senna. Milt is still ahead. Ed Kersetter is behind. There's one more lap. Is Milt going to be able to hold off Ed Kersetter and move in? No, Milt retiring into the pit lane. As the last lap begins, Ed Kersetter being promoted into the lead. Milt having to drop into the pit lane after incorrect fuel calculations. That's not going to be what Milt would have wanted to see as Darkius moves up into second place. Ed Kersetter being promoted into the first win of the season. Milt dropping down to 5th. I think maybe even going to be dropping down to 8th behind Lady Oscar. And Milt has blown his engine, we've heard from Jaw. That's not going to be the day that Milt would have wanted. Letra Sloth coming into the pits as well. Jacob Snack being promoted into 3rd place. Chris Bessie 7 fighting on to the rear of Dark is here with Ed Kersetter heading through Marina for the final time. That is the heartbreak of the season so far. Milt not having enough fuel and then blowing his engine as Lady Oscar moves up into 6th, so is on a Cookie 7th, Nutley moves up into 8th, and Ledger Sloth drops down to 9th, having pitted on the last lap as well. As here is Ed Kersetter, now your race leader and soon to be race winner. He has 5 turns left of today's race before being crowned the winner through Ascari now, as he is on the road towards Stewart, centre and crossed. Milt there in the chat being a very family friendly PC playing. We're going to see if we can beat the Ed Kersetter to the start finish line. And there you can see in the background Ed Kersetter coming across the line to take the first victory of the season for Series 3 World Tour. Darkius is going to come through in 2nd place, followed by Chris Bessie 7, then Jacob the Snack, who will follow around 20 seconds later. I think that was Cinch following there just before. As well, what a race for today. Jacob Snack comes through MP4. Deep Cuts will be coming through next. I even said at the start of the stream that there was going to be heartbreaks for the race today. Deep Cuts moving down to 8th. As there goes one of the Cupid cars, that's Nick Gibbon. Oh, Deep Cuts is pitted. As now next across the line, I think that's Lady Oscar, the other Penguin Virtual Standing Guard there. Side by side comes through Notley and Ledger Sloth. Deep Cuts has just retired on the last lap. As now across the line comes Suicidal Cookie. Next will be Trainboy 2005 and the other Just Furious team car of Subnight. That's Irish Clone just coming through now as well. We're now just waiting on Trans Bacon. This two we can see coming through there, and Hoove in a Groove on the move. He'll be coming through soon after. There he is. Hoove is in a groove on the move at the final corner and across the line. Comes Trans Bacon. This two take provisional 12. Hoove in a Groove on the move comes through in 13th. So that is the end of the race, but make sure you stick around as we are going to wait now and see if the drivers, the top 3, want to come in for an interview. I need to find the room that I am looking for. As now we're just going to wait and see if the people are ready to move in. I'm hoping that Dark will drag in the people who I do need to speak to. Wow, what a race that was today. Some great battles here, as now we're just taking a quick run up the pit lane, seeing all the old F1 F1 boards. Why have I just opened that? Hold it. There we go. That's better. So we're going to hopefully Dark is going to drag the people in that I want to see. Here, because Crisp is ready, I'll drag him in first. Here we go. Hello, Crisp. So third place in the end. How was your race?
It was great. I mean, it was first race for the season with the Penguins and Penguinos. The four of us, had a good time. And
you were getting very close to the rear of Darkus in the last few laps. Do you think you could have got him if you had a little while longer, or do you think that you were going to be happy with third?
I don't know if I actually deserve third, actually, because a lot of unfortunate things happened in this race. I think I got to give a shout out to Milt. I mean, he has driven so well, but was just robbed at the end. It was unfortunate. I actually think I should have been fourth.
Well, moving up onto the next race, let's see if you can pull off third again at Suzuka. Is it a track you know from other cars, or is it one that you're going to be going into pretty much new?
I'm actually pretty new. I do know Suzuka from Gran Turismo 4 way back in the day, but most of these tracks are new for me.
Okay, awesome, Chris. Is there anything you'd like to say to the stream before I let you go?
No, I mean, thanks for having me on. It was a good race, and it's just a bit sad that some of these unfortunate things happened, but we'll move on and do the best in the next race.
Well, good luck for the next race, mate. Thank you for talking to me. I will see you on the other side.
Thanks.
As I get a few apps there. Is Ed Kersetter ready? There we go. I forgot to accidentally set my my other binds for the calendar driver transfer and thing to control like I've done for all the other ones. See if anyone else is going to be dragged in. We're just waiting on either Darkius or Ed Kersetter. It is the awards tonight. Okay, we're going to drag Ed in. Hello, Ed. So you've come away with a win, having to chase Milt. Do you think you would have got him if he didn't run out of fuel and engine?
It would have been close. It was tough to pass him. I do feel bad, though, because I got in the back of him coming out of turn one. I was trying to get real close to get a run, and I just misjudged it and tapped him, and I think he got damage from that. So he was kind of driving with a wounded wing. So I don't know. I felt bad after that. I would have been, if he had a wing, probably like a full front wing, probably not. He was driving awesome.
And you're returning, having won the last season Drivers' Championship. Do you think Milt's going to push very hard and maybe give you a run for your money in it? Maybe even Darkius might usurp your throne, or do you think you're going to be in with a good chance again this year?
Milt was super strong, so I feel like Dark is focusing a little bit more on ACC, and so I feel like if Milt continues to drive like he did today, then yeah, he's gonna be pushing me. It'll be a good championship.
And you've got Suzuka as the next race. Is it a track you know well?
I've run it a couple times in iRacing. This track here was one that, like, it was like the exact same. I felt like I was driving F1 2020 or something like that. Like the same, like little, things on that track worked here. It seemed like Suzuka. I probably have like 20 laps ever total on Suzuka, so it'll be a little bit different story than this one.
So yeah, definitely sounds like there's going to be a lot of practice to happen. Definitely, I'm expecting you're going to want to be up the front and defend your title this year. Is there anything you'd like to add on to the stream, Ed?
No, just great race to Mel. Again, sorry for the bump there, and yeah, just as always, love going back and watching the broadcast. So nice job,
Awesome,
nice job doing what you do.
Awesome, thank you, Ed, mate. Hopefully, let's see you at the next race, and hopefully that battle between you and Milt, like that happened tonight, will carry on throughout the season. Definitely one that was very exciting to watch. You had your teammate Cameron Winters absolutely blowing the chat up, just like, come on.
You can listen to it. He's a funny dude, and it looked like he got wrecked out like early. So sorry for him. I think he would have placed pretty well. But yeah, overall, good race.
Awesome, thank you for speaking to me, Ed, mate. I'm going to drag you back up now.
Sounds good, thanks.
Okay, and that was your race winner, Ed Kersetter, returning Drivers' Champion from last season. I'm not sure if Moreno is going to be joining us tonight. I have added him, and he is in the general chat, and I don't really want to drag him just in case he's midway through a conversation, because I'm nice like that. He says, having dragged the other two, while they might have been midway through the conversation. So I'll give him an not as there is the ceremony tonight as well from last season, the Skip Barber Awards ceremony has happened, quite a few different categories there. So I'm now going to jump back up to general chat, and we will go and say hello to everybody. Discord.